No, I'm not be surprised how you businesses are coping in this period.
I feel like it's positivity and resilience that will put us into trouble.
The resilience spirit we're talking about, Nigeria will always find a way, a solution around that. A lot of people are cutting down. We're not this kind of coming out to demonstrate. That spirit is not in us. So this time around, most Nigerians are now staying more indoors. You don't see people hanging around much. The people that are feeling that impact are the users, the end user, the consumer. Because of the cost of toothpaste, a lot of Nigerians now started using chewing sticks.
Is there any hope anytime soon? Hello everyone, it's Dabo from Tech Economy, and today promises to be exciting, as you know. And you know, one thing about today's guest is because I like bringing him up in the studio because he has like robust knowledge and the conversation just keeps on going, and he's a anti-Tinubu supporter. So, but before I introduce him and we start the conversation, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. This is what? Tech Economy TV. Yeah. So before I introduce him, the conversation today majorly is all about the power grid that has been collapsing more than usual. There were rumors over the past week about the power grid collapsing, and they just had issues with electricity in general in Nigeria. I saw some news about how some prepaid meters are no longer servicing. So this is a lot of hula baloo in that sector. And in this current day and age, the conversation about electricity is very important because businesses thrive on power. Even we, the younger generation, the Gen Zs or like the late millennials, we need electricity to be able to function. Because imagine doing a remote job, but electricity is poor and nobody will. Let's not even go into how expensive fuel is now in this current economy. I even see fuel going to 1,500 naira in December per liter. But we're not here to talk first. So today I have Mr. Destiny, a CR guy in the house.
Oh, thank you for having me, Dave. I'm fine. How's everything?
Everything is fine. I know you're not
I know. I'm not be surprised how you businesses are coping in this period. Because considering the fact that you just make an introduction, the power grid collapse, the fuel is on the high side. My God, I don't know how small businesses are surviving. Honestly speaking, well, we all make it, because that resilient spirit is in Nigeria, so we'll find a way around it.
Yeah. So the thing is, the conversation we're going to have today majorly is all about how electricity has affected small businesses.
Okay.
But I would just like to first touch on the fact that Nigerians, like you said, we have the resilient spirit. Is that a good spirit?
It's both sides, good or bad. So it's just both sides. So we always find a way around things. Maybe it just depends the side of the device you are, whether it's resilient or not. To me, it's a good spirit because when we are in the darkest moment in our life, you come out with some solution around what we should do. So everybody is thinking about clean energy now. I think most Nigerians will be thinking of, if this grids collapse every time and we're having fuel issue, don't you think we should have our environment, think about our climate change or renewable energy? So a lot of investment will be going towards that area. That is the resilience spirit I'm talking about. So if we are having issue with the grid collapsing, because to be told, our capacity can take about 4,000 megawatts.
Yeah.
So if there's anything goes above that percent, then we have to collapse of it, or we are not optimizing our transmission capacity. So you always be fluctuating. So what do you have? We have this, let's say, God gift, weather, which is the climate. And why can't we optimize or utilize that method? So I think a lot of Nigerians are beginning to channel their energy or their investment towards solar energy, clean energy. I think that's the resilience way I'm talking about. Well, in this process, it's positive. In another area, it might be negative. But let's look at the positive aspect of our resilience spirit.
Yeah, positivity only. But I feel like it's positivity and resilience that will put us into trouble. As much as a couple of people will not agree, because if fuel gets to 1.5 per liter, I still feel like Nigerians will find a way.
Well, let's say, for instance, now the resilience spirit I'm talking about now is that you are buying a fuel of 1,000 1,030, some area 1,100, 1,200 to per liter. Now, the resilience spirit we're talking about, Nigeria will always find a way, a solution around that. A lot of people are cutting down so many things, you know. Somebody just called me over the weekend and said, hey, guy, can we go and hang out? And I was like, hey, hanging out how? You know, the cost of buying a bottle of beers and everything. And even though the pub or the lounge are even adjusting, the price you see out there is not what they are selling in there, because you have to factor in a lot of cost. The cost of buying diesel, cost of buying fuel. So this time around, most Nigerians are now staying more indoors. You don't see people hanging around much. Nobody is giving free beer, free bottles of beer, or free meals again. You have to explain why you are giving somebody a bottle of beer. So that is the spirit I'm talking about. We're not this kind of coming out to demonstrate. That spirit is not in us. I will always have it to say, oh, demonstration or rioting is not our kind of system. We always admit or accept any leader that comes around us. So the resilience spirit in this case is one, you cut costs. Two, you look for alternative. Like, thank God, it could be good or bad. Let me tell you, in my neighborhood, nobody is sleeping with Jen again.
Hey, so no
No
noise.
So everybody is like, oh, nobody is going to do that, because if you are thinking of buying a 5 liter of fuel, close to 7,000 or 6,000, and you know how it's gone. So I have a label that is now using on solar or inverter. So that is where we find ourselves currently. A lot of people are investing in solar energy, renewable energy. Like ITEL is, I don't want to mention the name of a brand, but there's a brand name that are coming up with renewable or cheaper or
sources of
energy now. People are not buying it, if only to power my fan or my light. It's okay by me. So that is what maybe you are saying is negative, but let me look at it positive. And if I begin to look at the negative, as the people will now say, why you are attacking this government?
I
So
mean,
let's leave it at that.
I get it. No matter what, I feel like you still attack this government, but that's not the conversation. So I'll first start with problems, since we're focusing on the impact of electricity, and I know you have a lot of friends that run businesses. So what's the conversation been like majorly on that end in respect to electricity?
Yeah, with respect to electricity, they are finding a lot of them are facing a lot of challenges. But the issue I'm facing, this kind of challenges, is that to them is more money for them, because they are not feeling more of the impact. It's the consumer, they find the user that are even, because the bulk of the money is passed to the consumer. So let's say, for instance, a barber shop, who goes there, you want to barb your hair. The guy is using generator. You are the one paying for it now. He tells you that to cut your hair is 1,500, and you're like, oh, but I need to cut my hair. If I pay 1,500, you already factor in the cost of that fuel. And when if he's using electricity, he's tend to say, oh, you can buy it. If there's electricity, you can buy it with 1,000 naira, right?
Even with band A?
Even with the band A or band, I'm just giving an instance. So all of them with the band A, if you find yourself in a location where you are band A, you factor in that cost to the consumer. So to them, they are not feeling that impact. They are making more money for them, but the people that are feeling that impact are the users, the end user, the consumer. So let me say, for instance, that you go to a pub, want to buy a bottle of beer, and the cost of beer out there is about 800, I think 800 or so. But in there, you are paying 1,000. The guy is telling you, because of the electricity, you have to chill the beers and everything. So the consumer are the one bearing the brunt of all this increment. The consumer, everything, taxation and everything is the consumer. So to my own business, small businesses, they will be shouting, they want to join and shout, because if they increase, more people they will have less patronage. So that is their own concern. But as far as you patronize them, they will still make their profit. But where there is a reduction in the number of people that patronize, that's where they will always come and scream, oh, it's affecting customers. That is their own. So majority of them are feeling the bomb, because this time around you have a reduction in patronage in some cases. People who own a beer parlor, people who own a barbing salon. Now a lot of people are now going back to using their bookies to use a razor blade and everything to shape. It's affecting them in that area. So people are now more staying indoor to cook. So it's affecting the woman approach or people who sell food. Because the money is not there and the cost out there is unbearable. So we should be able to find a way around it. I read an article today where I was coming by Business Day or Vanguard, I don't know, where they say a lot of Nigerians, because of the cost of toothpaste, a lot of Nigerians now started using chewing sticks. Yeah, so it means that if I cannot check it out, the cost of the minimum you can buy in the market is 1,800 naira. That is my mind. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry.
No,
There are certain
I'll be charging you.
Yeah, there are certain paste you don't want to use, make sure. But this time around, it's now what people are going for to buy, and that one is even expensive. So the report the conducted is now showing that a lot of Nigerians are now going back to the use of chewing stick. And what did I tell? What does that tell you? So if you are in the business of chewing stick, better go back now, start packaging that thing and begin to sell it. Because for some time we've stopped seeing people selling chewing stick in the market, whether the Jebu or the native one. But now that's business for some people. So start packaging that chewing stick and start selling it. And a lot of people will now say, oh, if I cannot get this toothpaste, at least I have chewing stick to do that. So it's neither here or there. It's a very complex situation. The resilient spirit I'm saying is that we always find a way
to survive
about it, whether good or bad. So like in the case of toothpaste, people are bringing back the chewing stick. Like the paper sanitary pad for the baby. Somebody are bringing back the napkin. I have a guy whose wife just gave back. Because you're buying a Pampers or whatever, it's too expensive on the high side. What did the guy do? He went and looked for a napkin and don't do it the way they did it back then. And then life moves on. That is the resilient spirit I'm talking about. So Nigeria will always think a way out of a big bad situation. So for now, businesses are feeling the burn because they are drop in demand while the supply is up there. So if you have a drop in demand, so how do they make it up is to increase the cost and push it to the consumer. So the consumer are the one really feeling the bunch, feeling the real impact, not even the suppliers. Supplier will be there, they'll find a way of making profit. So that's it.
Wow. All right, so I didn't really want to bring it from the perspective of like the end consumer, because of I still see like a couple of business owners still come out and complain and shout and say, oh yeah, the government is not here to help us. Imagine a woman that is doing frozen foods. Yet it's horrible for her, where the power grid system just for you today, boom. There's not, she has to factor in cost to be able to power her freezers to refrigerate what she's selling. But the question now would be, is there any hope anytime soon? Or is the government I mean, can you really use solar to power your freezers?
As far as I'm concerned, it's very, very unfortunate. It's a complex situation we find ourselves. It's a very dicey period now. If there is any hope soon, I doubt. Because like you rightly said, there is a solar power that can power your fridge, your AC, but those ones are expensive as I speak to you now, because you need more than maybe say about 10 batteries to do that. It's expensive, but then don't go to that. For the nanos and the micros economy, I don't think they can be able to afford that. So like the nano economy people, like the woman you said that is selling a frozen fish, that has to grapple with a lot of things. Yes, if there's no power, whether she has the money to buy the fuel to power the generator, because she has to leave the item frozen. Yeah. So if he's doing all those, he have to put factor the cost of the items. So a lot of people now say, oh, if it's expensive, let me go, I won't buy. And if you don't buy, he won't be able to make money. So a lot of people are thinking, if I cannot buy fish and I want to eat, let me go for pomo. Pomo don't need ice. Let me go for crayfish. let me go to all those tiny fishes we sell in the market. So it's affecting her. Yes, from the business perspective, from the health perspective, it's affecting the consumer because you need protein, you need all these kind of new food nutrients to survive. But for the both sides affecting, from the business perspective and from the nutrients perspective, because hey, if I cannot buy, for instance, Cote or Titus fish or whatever, to get my nutritional level, then I go for pomo. You know the risk involved in taking pomo. Even though now pomo has grade, because if they are graded now, because if you cannot afford the most nice pomo, you go for the one they shade on the floor. So it's affecting from the both, for the health perspective and the business perspective. We are all feeling the brunt. The woman that is selling, the nano business people, we need to service their loans. Most of them are on loan, on maybe 50,000 loan, 100,000 loan, and the creditors don't want to know if you have light or not. So it's all complex. So whether we are having a solution or hope very soon, I doubt. I still maintain my stand. We will all be facing this thing like the sheep on the shore, just roving, looking for where to burn. To 2027, let's hope we all come out and do the needful. But there is hope, I doubt. Like that.
Yeah. So final question, like just to wrap it up, because it's a very brief conversation. What steps can the nano, like you said, I mean, the small business guys, those ones can't really do anything about it. So for the medium scale businesses first, and maybe like a company like this, what advice will you prefer to them? What can they put in place to be able to help productivity? For instance, now for like the younger generation, the Gen Zs, they have to tend to do like remote work more and work for. What will you say can be put in place?
What I have in mind is that the land of business should come to form a cooperative, because the more you come together, you can put your resources together and get things done and help yourself. They should all come form a cooperative. The Gen Z also can form a cooperative, because when you have a cooperative, you can easily share resources, finance, knowledge, and facilities. People. Let's say, for instance, the Gen Z, who has to grapple with a lot of things like light, power, facility. But when you are coming to cooperative, I can easily find somebody within that ecosystem that can obey me out. Let's do this. Pull resources together. Let me say one thing now. Like if I will be coming, it's coming to a time where sole proprietorship is fast dying.
Yeah.
So it's not about partnership. Honestly speaking, you have this, I have this. Can we partner together and you get it? The essence of all this is result is to make money. So one person cannot do it. Why not? Let's come together. You have this, I have this. We can do. You have generator. I don't have it. I have money. Can I buy fuel? Come around to your place. Let's do the work and move on. That is the stage we are going to be today. Partnership. It's no more sole proprietorship. You can't do it alone. Oh, guy, can two of us comes together? You have what it takes to get a loan. I want the loan. I have an idea. You have what it takes to get this loan. Can we do this thing and get the result done? So I think my advice for them is to let's form a cooperative. Let them come together, share resources, share ideas, because within ourselves we can be able to see bank or facility that can give up. Because let me tell you the honest God's truth. When the bank sees you in a cooperative, it's easy to give you loan. It's easy to work out facilities for you and give, because they know it's difficult to deal with one person. But when you are in cooperative, registered cooperative, the bank find it more comfortable dealing with a cooperative. I see in that area you tend to benefit more than you coming like a lone ranger, because as far as I'm concerned, as a lone ranger, you're going to find it tough to survive. That is my own eye.
All right. So I think one of like the biggest advice Mr. Destiny has given you today is collaboration over competition. Yeah, you can't do it alone, so it's advisable that you come together and partner. Yeah, so I hope like a couple of small businesses get to see this video and incorporate a few things. And I'll just say that Yeah, it may seem like there's no light at the end of the tunnel, but for sure, just keep on doing what you have to do.
Let's just keep hoping that this government at the end of the day will come up with the policies to say, oh, we are going to improve businesses and everything. And let them also, small business, take advantage of so many grants the government are pushing out. They can go for credit corps. Instead of you going to the normal traditional bank, you can go to the credit corporation, which is the government bank. There's this other one they call a DBN. They call them or BOI. They have all this nano loan. They give development bank.
So I think the issue is a lot of people think that those things are rigged. They would probably give it to people that they know.
That's an assumption.
So it's not really an assumption. So my dad is like a small scale farmer.
Okay.
And when I mean small scale, he does like farming, not in the house, but like he has a farm and he does stuff. And you see when somebody will tell you that, oh, let me write your business proposal for you, and there's a 90% chance that you will get the loan. What happened to me writing my business proposal myself and getting the funding? So it just seems like there's a particular amount you need to pay
to get
that business proposal written by somebody, and that person also has like a link up into fast tracking. Yeah, so I don't think it's all that smooth.
No, it does depend, because I agree with you, and at the same time I disagree with you. That was why it is good for you to be in a cooperative. The cooperative will do all those things for you. If you're a young farmer cooperative or whatever, they will do all those things for you. However, where you are talking about building a business plan and doing it, some of these government agencies, not private agency. I'm not talking about Zenith Bank, or I'm talking about, UBA or whatever. I'm talking of government agency, Credit Corp, Bank of Industry, Agricultural Bank of Nigeria. They are there. But because of lack of knowledge, most of us don't know that these people are doing all this. And I'm a witness. I benefited from it. I directed somebody to visit a credit corp. How much do you need? Say 100K and everything. I said, okay, go to their website, register, and tell them your business and everything. And he was giving the money as 1-digit interest rate. At a very convenient. It's a government thing. They won't come and deal with bad. They take the interest of the citizen into whatever they are doing. So they won't come and say they are going to seize or lock up your shop and everything. No. Because in fact, there is a place in their clause that says if the borrower cannot pay due to inflation, the government can just do or defer the process. It's there. But because of knowledge, because of ignorance, we don't know all these things.
Yeah, I think we'll try and get somebody in that sector one of these days in the studio and like have conversations about like opportunities for small businesses.
Small businesses and for them. So if you cooperative, let them come and see how did they do it to scale all these challenges. They will tell us.
Oh well, do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and the notification bell. I shall remain Darko from Tech Economy. Thank you so much, Mr.
Thank
Destiny.
you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.